All right, guys, we're going to give you a little behind the scenes of the jazz gym today. Pretty much all you got to know is that we do 3 workout blocks, and every different block, there are 3 20-minute blocks, and every different block has 3 different workout options. It's a really great way to practice. Is the way that I've been doing it for a long time, 20-minute intervals. Without any further ado, let's jump into this thing. Hope you enjoy this behind the scenes look at how the jazz gym works. All right, beautiful. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to send you guys a link for today's workout. All right, so go ahead and pull out the link. We're going to look at the workout options for today, and specifically block 1. So to start, we've got a minor pentatonic exercise. This one, for the green workout, you can read and see and play as much as you can in one other key as well. So highly encourage you to memorize if you can. But with this, mainly, we just want to kind of play through this, get fluid with it. Now, if you're doing the blue workout, you're going to read and see and play in as many keys as you can. If you're doing the blue workout, I definitely recommend prioritizing memorization. Memorize 3 different keys before you just blow through all 12 keys. You definitely want to memorize as much as you can with this stuff because it's going to help with internalization, and it's going to help this stuff come out naturally in your playing down the road. If we're doing the red workout today, you're going to play up and down using this pattern and join different keys by half step. So for example, start in C minor for 1 bar and connect a different key a half step away from where the C minor pattern finishes. So that's going to be getting into some pentatonic shifting techniques there. All right, so we're looking at pentatonic exercise 2. So for this, what we see is we just step up a couple degrees, then we step back down, we skip down, back down to the root. Then we continue that 4-note cell from each degree of the pentatonic scale. So you'll see we start with this cell. Again, we step up 2 degrees and then we skip back down. And then we just do that same cell from every degree of the pentatonic scale. So now here's from the next degree of the pentatonic scale. Continue. And so again, we really just want to be memorizing that as much as possible, ascending and descending. So as you can see, part of exercise 2 is to take it down. Then from there, I mentioned the red workout and what we want to do for that. So again, we're playing up and down using this pattern, and you're joining different keys by a half step. So there are a lot of different ways that you could do that, but what I would recommend doing is at the end of each measure, see if you can connect up a half step or down a half step to a different key. So if you started with this, and then you go up a half step from E flat, you're going to hit E natural. Then from there, if you want to do this same pattern from E natural, you're going to have 5 different places that you can play the pattern. So you can play it from E minor, you can play it from C sharp minor, you can play it from B minor, you can play it from A minor, and you can play it from F sharp minor. Essentially, you can just pick any of the pentatonic scales that have an E natural. Okay? So, if we do that from the beginning. Now we're on E natural. I'm speaking in concert. I'm going to play the C sharp minor. See, I'm still continuing that same pattern. You could go through like all 12 keys of pentatonic. It can be endless. And they're, kind of infinite possibilities because you can always be going down a half step, up a half step either way, pivoting into these 5 different possibilities. So if you just kept on doing that, it would sound like this. Then you can do that same thing going down. keep on doing it. Pentatonic, that's essentially pentatonic shifting, and that can be a really great technique for creating tension and resolution. Playing it now outside of an exercise, it would sound like this. So it's a really great sound, something really fun to mess around with. You're all welcome to work on any of those 3 workout options, the green, the blue, or the red. I'm going to go ahead and put us all into breakout rooms now. Great. I'm going to open up those breakout rooms, and I'll see some of you in the trainer's room during this first block. For the rest of you, I'll see you in 15 minutes for block 2. Happy shedding, guys. Nice, man. Hey, thanks so much for giving this a try. I think this is the first time we've connected on here, right?
It's the first time we've spoken.
Great, awesome, cool. So I hope you're enjoying it so far. I know we're early on to this first block, but anything you want to play for me right now for just some feedback on the fly?
Yeah, so I guess the question is application. I mean, I kind of need a tune that's has a bunch of C minor in it to get this, to play this and to not clash with the harmonies that are going. So you kind of need a 1-chord vamp tune to start trying to get this going really fast, right?
Not necessarily. It certainly sounds great over 1-chord vamp settings. And, doing it over, a minor vamp is probably like the best tone base for this type of thing, I guess you could say. But I play it all the time on standards. For instance, like All the Things You Are. So, there would be playing it, I started, I think it was like bar 9, and, I just shifted a little bit, and then I kind of ended up landing on C minor, so the starting point is always going to be getting good at it over a minor vamp, because that's going to be the most accessible place to get into this sort of thing. But ultimately, as you get good with it and as you get flexible with it, you will have the ability to play it on any sort of standard you want. It's just a matter of tension and resolution. Hey Jay, how's it going with this first block?
Not bad. How are you, Chad?
Awesome. Yeah, doing well. Want to play this for me on the fly, or anything you want to check out?
I've done a lot with Pentatonic, so the shape's coming pretty okay for me, but I'm just trying to figure out how to do this pentatonic shifting stuff.
Right.
Is that kind of the idea that you're...
That's absolutely it. At one point, I think you did a whole step to shift instead of a half step, which is great too. When you do half steps, you'll find that you have fewer common tones in the tonalities that you're shifting from. When you shift up a whole step, that works great too. You can shift to up or down a whole step. You'll find when you do that, you'll have some more common tones on this first bar. If you go up a whole step, that's technically actually going to be the note that you're going to play in the exercise anyway if you stayed in that same key. So that would end up being shifting with common tones, which is another approach that you can do. So all to say that there was one point when I think you accidentally did the whole step and it still sounded great. Technically within the parameters of this exercise, we would want to do that half step.
Yeah, work on the half step stuff.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, man, that was exactly it. Shifting bar by bar. Absolutely. Nice, man.
Awesome.
Great. Well, I'll let you get back to it. Awesome. I'll see you back there in a bit for block 2.
Okay, sweet.
Hey, Gordon. How's it going with block 1 so far?
Fine. So I went through C up to 120, and then I went a half a step, and I'm working on whatever.
Yeah.
D flat or C sharp.
Yeah, exactly. We knew it. Yeah, exactly. So awesome. That's great, man. And this stuff, it's a gradual thing, of course, but we'll be doing more and more pentatonics coming up. And
No, it's cool because just doing this, I'm trying to do this at least once a day, if not twice a day.
Great.
And
Awesome.
I can definitely feel it getting slowly better.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is great too. I like
Great.
the whole. And
Awesome.
I think if this is your creative idea, it's a great idea to have the jazz gym.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, man. This has been a dream for a while. I can't believe we're actually pulling it off, knock on wood. So, yeah, I'll mute you now, and I'll head back to the main room with you for block 2 here. Awesome.
Cool, thank you. Great.
All right, good stuff, guys. Hope everybody had a productive block 1. Let's jump into block 2 now. For block 2, we're going to be doing a harmonic embellishment phrase. We'll talk about what that means in just a second. But for now, for the green workout on this, you can read the phrase and memorize as much as you can. For the blue phrase, we're going to bring that goal, that target up. We're definitely going to want to memorize the phrase if we're doing the blue workout. For the red workout, we're going to memorize the phrase and learn in as many keys as possible. And I know I jumped on to practice for a session with Jaden last night, and he mentioned something that I will mention as well, which is that we are in the transposition themed week here. So if you do want to kind of modify this a little bit and say like, okay, I'm just going to focus on transposing, I might only be able to get a couple bars, but it's going to be my goal to get 2 measures transposed in this workout. That's great too. Again, this is kind of our theme of the week. We're really honing in on transposition. So with that in mind, I'm going to pull up this block 2 PDF. All right, cool. So first I'll just play this one through. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And one more time, a little faster now. 1, 2, 3. All right. So with this is essentially a minor 2/5. And with this minor 2/5, what we're seeing is we have use of 2 scales in the beginning. We're kind of implying Locrian and Locrian natural 2. So when you're transposing, the first priority, I would always say, is to understand what's happening with the language. So we've got Locrian to start. We only have a few notes really, but that's what's implied. We know that Locrian and Locrian natural 2 are the 2 scales that pair with a half diminished 7th chord. The reason why is that's the scales that a pianist or guitarist uses to voice that chord, to fully voice that chord and add some color to it. So for a Locrian scale, it's this. For a Locrian natural 2, it's this. So that's what's going on in the first bar. We use a little bit of both. So we've got an A7, or usually, people are going to consider this an A7 flat 9 since it's a minor 2/5. It just means that it's a slightly darker version of the chord. We're just lowering that 9th degree to give it some nice darkness in there. And so what happens is we land on the 6th. And so all these notes are just within a mixolydian. Then what happens there? Once again, we're doing kind of 2 different scales per chord. So what happens here is we're outlining F, D flat, C, and B flat. We're playing F, D flat, C, and B flat. And so we're outlining altered. When we see that combination of notes, really the only scale that's going to fit with a base of A is going to be altered. Then, thank goodness here, we've just got 1 scale we're using all the way through. At this point, we're on D minor. Really, mainly just a couple options on D minor, Dorian and melodic minor. You could also play Aeolian, but most of the time in jazz, we treat our minor basses as being Dorian or melodic minor. So the whole phrase now. So again, this phrase is very, very challenging. This is a hard phrase to transpose. So you want to do it just very gradually, step by step. Minor 2/5s are like the quantum physics of jazz harmony. You know, there's so much going on. It doesn't get harder than this. So if you feel like this is tricky, challenging, if you feel a little overwhelmed, don't worry. Just know that this is the hardest thing to be transposing. Awesome. All right. So let's focus in. Let's see what we're able to get done in these next 15 minutes here. And I'll see you guys in the trainer's room. If I don't see you in the trainer's room during this block, I'll see you back in 15. Hey, Alex. How's it going, man?
Hey, man. Hey, I'm cool.
Good. Hey, so I know we're in the very beginning of this block too, but do you want to review anything for block 1 with those pentatonics?
And then up and down, and then. So on.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I did that, and now I'm trying to transpose your phrases.
Yeah.
Actually, it's like pretty cool how you explain it. It was like really kind of clear to me.
Great. Awesome. That's certainly as hard as it gets, for sure. Yeah, with those minor 2/5s, it's tricky. Well, great. Awesome, man. Well, the pentatonics sound great. It sounds like you're having a great session so far. I'll let you get back to it so you can get some stuff done in this block too. But I'll look out in the chat if you have any more questions throughout. Yeah.
Of course.
Otherwise, happy shedding, man. I'll see you over there in a bit.
See you, man. Bye.
All right, see you. Hey, Nathan, how's it going, man?
Hey, what's up, Chad?
Not a lot. So I know we're just in the beginning of block 2 here, but do you want to review anything from block 1 with those pentatonics? Yeah, awesome. Great work, man. Technically on the D minor, you could have had one more shape in there, like so on the way down, like. As opposed to. That makes sense. But other than that, it was all 100% accurate. I love where you're putting the eighth notes. Really, great. You've got a really great dark fuzzy sound. You're playing it nice and like legato. It's like, everything's working great on that. Absolutely. Yeah. Only positive feedback there. So yeah, that's great, man. And the more that we do these pentatonics, the more you'll hopefully memorize different shapes and different keys, and eventually you'll have a lot of material to pull from, and it's going to start to come out naturally in your playing as we start applying it.
These sessions have been awesome, man.
Awesome. Oh, thanks, man. So glad you're enjoying it.
Easily the most focused and structured practice sessions I've had.
Awesome. That's the goal. Thanks, man. Great to hear. Honestly, they've been great for me too. Like I've been jumping in, just to practice sometimes. It's just like the communal element too. I think just really helps keep me focused, which is cool.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Awesome. Beautiful.
It's getting me up out of bed.
Yeah.
I know
Awesome.
You guys are here waiting, so.
Yeah. Awesome. That's so great, man. Thanks, Nathan. Hey, Vera, how's it going?
Oh my God, I'm trying to follow your steps, and I'm taking it one bar at a time.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this is a brutal lick to do it with. Minor 2/5s are the hardest, and we're like kind of getting into this. I think we're sort of getting a little past halfway through this week now. So we're really getting to it. But yeah, no pressure at all with this stuff. It's the hardest harmony to do it with. But just exercising this muscle in general is just helps anyway. So even if you only do like one bar for this whole block, or you do like 2 bars, like up a half step, when you then go to an easier phrase, you're going to be faster at that, just because you've gone through this process, so.
I'm taking it up a half a step. I'm just following your steps. So I'm going to B, which is a flat 5. Can I just play the Locrian on the home key, just to make sure I got it right?
Yeah. Yep, exactly. That's right.
Okay.
The next part, then you want to be like, okay, now we're going to low Korean natural 2. So then just up a half step, I would see if you could play that low Korean natural 2. Yep, exactly. That's low Korean natural 2. And just remember that it's like, even if today it feels like you only took a baby step, that's okay, because like this is you know something that we're getting better at over time. This isn't gonna be the last time. I mean, we're gonna use minor 2/5 as, you know, like always kind of our end goal here. So every once in a while we're gonna come back and check in. It's like, okay, can we, you know, next week we'll be like, can we take another baby step with minor 2/5s? Is it starting to make more sense?
And for another hour tonight.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, great. Amazing. All right, great. I'll let you get back to the shed space and we'll start block 2 here.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, great. Good stuff. All right, guys. So let's finish off with block 3 now. We've got the on green Dolphin Street chord tone connections etude. We've always got 2 types. We've got the chord tone connections and the chord tone workouts. The chord tone workouts are when we only play arpeggio notes. And that is it. Only arpeggio notes, only chord tones, I should say, all the way through. Then when we do the connections, that's a different thing. When we do the connection etudes, what we're doing is we're just focusing on playing only the chord tones on beat 1 and beat 3. So with that, what we're honing in on is being able to be free to play whatever we want, but really connecting smoothly into those chord tones. Scrolling down here. And so with that, if we're doing the green workout, we just want to read through the etude at 70 BPM. See if you can push your tempo and increase by 10 BPM. If we're doing the blue workout, read through the etude and practice improvising your own lines between phrases or as a substitute. For written phrases, we've done that a bit, but I'll talk about that again in a second. If we're doing the red workout, we're going to read through etude and play a whole chorus of improvising using only chord scales. So in this case, the blue workout and the red workout, they're not necessarily more challenging than the other. It's just you can pick your workout from there. If we're doing the blue workout and we're doing 1 bar of the written material and 1 bar of the improvising, what I would recommend is just making sure that you land on 1 with the written material and then playing your own thing. So if we started from the top, you play it like this. So that was the first bar into beat 1 of bar 2. Then you can play whatever you want. So. And then we want to link back up and beat 1 of the next bar. So there I played the written material until I got to beat 1 over here. And then from there, I went off and did my own thing. All right, great, guys. I'll let you jump into it. And I'll see y'all in the trainer's room. Hey, William, how's it going, man?
Hey, Chad, how you doing?
Good to see you. So I know we just started block 3, but anything from block 1 or 2 that you want to go over?
Yeah, block 2 was challenging. I was only able to move it to 1 key, 1/2 step up.
Right. Yeah.
But,
yeah.
my brain's not connecting how I don't know what low green or super low green or all that stuff are.
Right. I mean, honestly, if you were able to bring even just a bar or two up a half step during that block, that to me is a success. So if you did the whole phrase, that's awesome. Awesome. The way you phrased that was perfect. Love your sound, man. I know I've said that before. The way you phrased that was perfect. Articulation was great. So, keep on just rolling with that. Don't think about the articulation any more than you already are, because what you're doing naturally is great.
Hey, cool.
William, thanks so much, man. I'll let you get
Thanks,
back to the
man.
main room, and I'll see you in a few when we finish up here.
Okay, sounds
Awesome.
good. Thank you.
See you. Thanks. Hey, Sheila, how's it going?
This is what I really struggle with, and I was talking to Jaden about it a little bit. So I love that you give me the etudes,
Yeah.
but like going in between, like you gave me this voice leading exercise.
Yeah. Totally.
And I talked to Ryan about it too, and I still am not getting, I just don't, everybody keeps saying just play notes in between the G and the C and make sure you get on the F, make sure you get on those turnaround notes,
Right.
But I'm like, what notes? Like,
Right.
I don't hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Totally.
I'm totally, first of all, I love the jazz jam. I hope it continues.
Oh,
It's
thanks so much.
I have learned so much in the last week.
Awesome.
So I'm
So great.
getting patterns down on my fingers, but what notes? Because the notes that I play don't sound good.
Right. Yeah, totally. So the first thing to consider with that is the rhythm will help it sound good.
Jaden said that yesterday.
Yeah,
Okay.
awesome. Great. Totally. So, a lot of times, people will struggle with the notes, and then they won't land on beat 4 and accurately get, rhythmically. There will be extra notes, or there won't be enough notes, or something like that. So kind of the first priority should be like, take a step back, don't worry about the notes for a second, and just see if you can literally actually play random notes, preferably in the scale, because that's going to make it sound the most melodic. But that doesn't even matter so much as it does just landing on beat 4 cleanly, and then just focusing on the rhythm, trying to make it feel good. Like, let go of the notes for a second. I think from there you'll be pleasantly surprised, especially if you're able to get the scale notes in there.
Can you give me a rhythm that you would like use to kind of work on? Because I'm actually, I'm recording it so I can,
Totally.
What kind of rhythm would
So
you use?
for like that voice leading exercise grid specifically, I would actually try to just do continuous eighth notes, because it's a matter of like building up your line construction. But if you did do a rhythm, which is also great to do, then you would want to leave a little space in the middle, because you want to be ending the bar with that material. So you want to have like at least one note to get into that. So I would go like 1, 2, 3. And so I'm not looking at the exercise. So I knew off the top of my head, I think I actually played that first one according to the exercise. But like point being like, ignore the notes. It won't line up with the exercise, but the rhythm, da 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 da. That's going to be a great way to do it if you don't want to just do the continuous eighth notes.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Sheila. Yeah, we'll be in touch about that.
Keep it up, Chad.
All right.
Great.
Thanks.
Okay,
Awesome.
so much.
See you in a second here.
Bye.
All right, guys. Awesome. Hope you had a great workout session here. Real quick before we wrap up, I know a lot of people are saying, the minor 2/5 stuff was really, really hard. That's okay. It is our ultimate challenge with transposition. It doesn't get harder than that. It's, as I said, it's like the quantum physics of jazz transposition. It's always going to be a marker for us. It's always going to be something that we come back to every, week or two, and we'll see if we can just keep on making baby steps with it. And a baby step on minor 2/5 transposition is equivalent to like a stride, a large stride on major 2/5s. It's still working out that same muscle, and it's still helping, with the ultimate goal of this stuff, and working out that muscle, So yeah, awesome, guys. Great stuff. I will see you all real soon. Have a great rest of your day. And see you in the coming days. Happy shedding.
Thanks, Chad.
Thanks,
See you guys.
guys. Thanks, Will. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Chad. Nice to see you.
Great to see you. Take care.